In the quaint town of Willow Creek, nestled amidst rolling hills and sprawling farmlands, the disappearance of Emily Carter, the town's beloved nurse, sent shockwaves through the close-knit community. Emily, with her radiant smile and unwavering dedication to her patients, was the epitome of kindness and compassion. Her sudden vanishing left a void that seemed impossible to fill, casting a pall of fear and uncertainty over the town. The investigation into Emily's disappearance initially focused on the possibility of a random act of violence. The local sheriff's department, overwhelmed by the gravity of the situation, sought the assistance of the state police. Detectives descended upon Willow Creek, their presence a stark reminder of the town's newfound vulnerability. As the search for Emily intensified, her life began to unravel before the eyes of the investigators. What they discovered was a woman far removed from the image of the compassionate nurse the town had come to adore. Emily, it turned out, harbored a dark secret, a clandestine affair with a married man, a secret that threatened to shatter her carefully constructed facade. The prime suspect in Emily's disappearance was none other than her lover, a prominent businessman named Richard Warren. Richard, a man of wealth and influence, had everything to lose if their affair came to light. His motive was clear: to silence Emily before she could expose their relationship, jeopardizing his marriage and his reputation. As the investigation deepened, the detectives uncovered a trail of deceit and manipulation, painting a portrait of a man capable of great harm. Richard's alibi crumbled under scrutiny, and his attempts to cover his tracks only served to further incriminate him. The evidence mounted against him, pointing to a calculated plan to eliminate Emily and maintain his carefully crafted image. The trial that followed was a media spectacle, with the courtroom packed with curious onlookers and the town's residents glued to their television screens. The prosecution laid out a compelling case against Richard, highlighting his motive, his opportunity, and the circumstantial evidence that pointed to his guilt. The defense, however, argued that the prosecution's case was based on speculation and conjecture, lacking concrete proof of Richard's involvement in Emily's disappearance. The jury deliberated for hours, weighing the evidence presented by both sides. Finally, they returned with a verdict: not guilty. The courtroom erupted in a cacophony of gasps and murmurs as the weight of disappointment and disbelief settled over the town. Richard Warren, the man suspected of orchestrating Emily Carter's disappearance, walked free, leaving behind a trail of unanswered questions and lingering doubts. The case of Emily Carter's disappearance remained unsolved, a haunting reminder of the secrets that can lie beneath the surface of even the most seemingly perfect lives. The town of Willow Creek, once a picture of tranquility, was forever changed, forever scarred by the mystery that enveloped their beloved nurse. The verdict sent shockwaves through the community. How could a man so cunning, so capable of manipulating others, walk away scot-free? The detectives, haunted by the unanswered questions, refused to give up. They pored over every piece of evidence, every witness statement, searching for any overlooked clue, any hidden truth. One such detective, a young, tenacious woman named Sarah, was determined to find justice for Emily. She noticed a peculiar detail in the witness statements, a recurring mention of a strange car, a dark sedan with tinted windows, often seen parked near Emily's house in the weeks leading up to her disappearance. This car, according to the witnesses, belonged to a man named Michael, a drifter who had recently arrived in town and seemed to have taken a particular interest in Emily. Sarah delved into Michael's past, uncovering a trail of disturbing incidents, a history of stalking, harassment, and even a brief stint in prison for assault. The more she learned about him, the more convinced she became that he was the real culprit. Michael, however, had vanished without a trace. He seemed to have disappeared into thin air, leaving behind no forwarding address, no phone number, nothing. Sarah, undeterred, followed the trail of breadcrumbs, piecing together his movements through interviews with locals and analyzing surveillance footage from nearby businesses. She discovered that Michael had a penchant for bus travel, often hopping on long-distance routes to evade detection. Following this lead, Sarah traced Michael's movements across state lines, finally locating him in a small town in Arizona. The arrest was swift and dramatic. Michael, caught off guard, offered a chilling confession. He had been obsessed with Emily, captivated by her kindness and compassion. When she rejected his advances, he snapped, kidnapping her in a fit of rage. He had held her captive for several days, before finally succumbing to panic and disposing of her body in a remote location. The revelation sent shockwaves through the community. The man they had dismissed as a harmless drifter turned out to be a dangerous predator. The trial that followed was a stark contrast to Richard Warren's. The evidence against Michael was overwhelming, his confession adding weight to the prosecution's case. The jury, this time, reached a swift verdict: guilty. Michael was sentenced to life imprisonment, bringing a sense of closure to the community, though the pain of Emily's loss would forever linger. The case, however, left an indelible mark on Detective Sarah, reminding her of the importance of persistence, of never giving up on the pursuit of truth, no matter how elusive it may seem. It also served as a stark reminder that the truth often lies beneath the surface, hidden in plain sight, waiting to be uncovered by those willing to dig deep.